Almost, I think. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
And Lily didn't run away.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Progress.
Very. I was going to say, that's going to be the sign of a good season. We'll go with that. Ciao e benvenuto al Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. Gay. I should learn how to say something gay in all the languages of the countries that we are in, but I haven't yet. Anyway, I'm drinking lemon water because hydration is important.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Green, white, red Italia. Green, white, red Italia. Green, white, red Italia. Green, white, red Italia. Hello, everybody. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am just drinking a little bit of water that I have left because that's what I do. Hydration is important, and water gives you clear skin, so I'm doing that. But if I was drinking anything, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug, which I'm using as my water holder. So my cup mug water holder today. And you know what? We have a lot of these cup mugs that you can get. And if you want one, all you gotta do is go to lanagcreations.etsy.com, get your cup mug, or on any of our other official cup merch, because we have lots of things, hats and socks and things, and water bottles and things. So check it out. Get your cup merch. We ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, Italy. I'm looking right at you. I mean, I got a whole song for y'all. Change my lights for you. You can at least get a cup mug. Purr. Purr, 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 purr.
Hello. Extreme close up, since they like to do that in this episode.
Oh my god!
Oh, don't scare.
Bombastic side eye. It is an offense side eye.
Oh my!
I
Didn't
was so
expect
scared.
I'm scared.
Please tell me you all noticed that too. Like,
Yes.
would you
Oh, we will talk
Okay.
in depth about it. Don't worry.
But I am David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro despite my extreme close-up, but I do have a cute shirt. Italy, I decided to wear something that represents you better than any other queen that's ever been on your franchise. I'm wearing my shirt from Miss Gabriella Labucci. Yes.
Stupid bitch.
Brilliant boy,
Gabriella
Gabriella
Labucci.
Labucci.
I'm serving fashion tonight on the runway.
That she is. And she's a yarn queen, so I might have to hand over that title to a new person. We'll see.
Well, I mean, yarn is in the damn girl's name, so I'm gonna pass it over.
True.
I'm just gonna go ahead.
I'm drinking water.
Boo. Now, when are we gonna get Gabriella Labucci on here to talk about Drag Race Italia? That's the hope and the goal. Gabriella, if you're watching, come on the pod. Talk about Italia. So, oh God, again, David. I hate it.
Don't scare. I wasn't ready for it. I looked down, I looked away, and I was like, oh.
I was like, oh my God. Anyway, we are here talking about Drag Race Italia, season 3, episode 1. I want to talk a little bit about my journey with Italia because it's been a journey. But before we do that, and before we dive into our review, make sure to subscribe because we're going to be here all season talking about Drag Race Italia. And we are here 6 days a week right now talking about Drag Race in some capacity or drag content in some capacity. So make sure to subscribe. We appreciate all of you that already have. And those of y'all that are joining us maybe from another franchise in a place that you love, jumping over here and listening to us talk about more Drag Race. Thank you. We appreciate you. Now, with that being said, I have been on a journey with dear old sweet Drag Race Italia. And I still have my issues with one person in particular, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it's Priscilla. We all know if you've watched or if you've been on Twitter at all while the seasons are airing, that, Priscilla is known for making very offhanded comments, being very subjective when it comes to her judging, and not crowning people because she doesn't like them. We know these things. So I had said when we started doing all of our Drag Race reviewing that we were going to cover every season except Italia. And I felt like that was unfair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy we are now, because I absolutely loved this premiere. I thought it was a solid premiere. I think it's one of the better premieres we've had this year. I will say that.
That's fair.
And I'm learning to cope with my Priscilla bias. Will it be there? Always. Don't tell a Black queen that she needs to stop acting like a supermodel because she's not a supermodel, she's a drag queen. Point blank and the period, thank you. But with all that being said, I don't want to discredit all of these incredible drag artists that are here on this platform, on this show, because they provided the entertainment in this episode. And quite frankly, I would like to also, throughout this podcast, talk about how much I love Chiara Francini. So, what did we think of this premiere?
I liked it. So for me, the bar was set pretty high with season 2 because
it was good.
And I tell you, I think season 2 of Italia has some of my absolute favorite runway looks. So I'm not sure that we're at that level yet with the runways, but I'm really liking the personalities so far this season. There's some people that I'm already kind of obsessed with. So I'm very optimistic. I think it's just going to keep going up.
I think so too. I'm very happy that under the Paramount Plus Viacom Drag Race deal, I'm very happy that Italia was kind of grandfathered in as part of that. And you could tell immediately the impact on the workroom, on the stage, on the production value. Mm-hmm. And none of that was ever bad with the first 2 seasons of Italia. But this season, they really stepped it up. And all of the queens were kind of commenting, oh my God, the workroom is so much bigger. Oh, wow. Lana, what do you think of the premiere?
That was a good premiere. I mean, for the premieres that I've seen, it was a good premiere, decent. I wasn't bored with it. So
it was very fast paced too.
It was, it was.
And that's not something Drag Race Italia is necessarily known for in the past. So
good.
We have 10-minute monologues from one queen talking about all the things she's gone through in her life.
Ooh, absolutely,
which is great, and I love that that's being highlighted. However,
we got 13 looks to get through. We ain't got time to be having 10-minute monologues. So
exactly. So
I enjoyed it. I thought it was nice. I thought it was very well paced for me. I didn't feel like I was just sitting through a lot of just nonsense like some other shows that we've happened to start watching, where the workroom stuff just seems to go on forever and ever and ever. And I'm like, can we get to the runway? But this one was nice. I enjoyed this one.
Definitely. Shall we get into it?
Entrance.
Let's do it.
Entrances. Woo. Woo.
Woo.
Aha. It's loading very slowly on my end. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's there for us.
Great. That's all that matters in the world. So, entrance looks. First, into the workroom, the Sheeva. Has it gone for y'all?
No, not yet.
No.
There she is.
There she is, La Sheeva.
I will start, and I liked her entrance look. I was not blown away by it. I was a little confused by it too, because it was giving me like Scorpion and Hornet at the same time. I liked what she did with her wig, and I do like the black and yellow. It's a solid entrance look. Nothing too crazy, so it was good enough.
Agreed. I thought it was good. I like the wig. I was like, it's supposed to be a B. It looks like a B. So I'm gonna say it's a B. That's what I said. I was like, I'm just gonna say it's a B.
Sure.
But yeah, the Scorpion head thing. I was like, but this is a scorpion? Because it could be a scorpion. But I'm going to say it's a bee. So I'm going to say it's a bee. And I like it. And she was funny. She cracked me up in the workroom. And she was like, am I first? Oh, I'm first.
I already sent everyone home.
I'm going to sit right here, and laid across the table. Like, I'm just going to stay here the whole time. But then she didn't. And I was like, you should have just stayed there the whole time.
I know.
And she's the one that's in Farida's drag family, right?
I think so.
Okay. The bar is high for you, girl. I'm expecting great things. So bring it.
Yeah, I enjoyed her. I do love her drag name, that it's kind of a play on La Sheeva, which is a big bitch in Italian. I will point out that she was saying a lot of things about the Indian deity Shiva. And my roommate was watching, who is from India, and was like, everything she's saying is wrong. So I loved having that personal commentary. Just like, yeah, no, that's not right. But okay, work, diva. Regardless, I think this is a good entrance look. It's not my favorite by any means of the imagination, but I do like it. I like the short hair. The black and yellow is always a lovely combination. It's clean, it's solid, it's concise, and I really enjoy it. So, scores.
70.
72.
71.
Ooh.
Vezirja.
Yep, I'll let you say your name first. Sorry. So I'll just get this out of the way. This is my least favorite of the entrance looks. I didn't really understand what was going on here. It didn't seem to fit well. There just wasn't a lot to be impressed with here. I'm guessing whatever symbol is on her chest represents her country or city.
It's their flag.
It's literally the flag of Albania.
Albania.
Okay. I missed that until somebody asked her where she was from, and she's like, duh. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have got it either, girl. But that's cool. I'm glad she's representing for her country, but the look is kind of simple.
You just pissed off a lot of Albanian people. I'm just saying.
And me.
Wow. I actually kind of like the look. I thought it was a good look for an entrance look. I didn't think it was like spectacular special, but I thought it was a really good look for an entrance look. Because again, I was looking at the lens from maybe they don't know what if a mini challenge is coming, if they're going to do a photo shoot or whatever. It will look good in the photo shoot. It represents her country. It has those sleeves. If she had to take it off, it's fine. So she won't get the jacket dirty if it was something crazy messy. I thought it was a simple but effective entrance look.
So, if you watched our coverage of Drag Race France, then you know that David had, and still has, I assume, a very particular love and place in his heart for one dearest Moon.
Oh.
Vezirja is my Moon.
Okay.
Of this season. I adore her. I like her a lot. There's just something about her personality that she's out there like breaking boundaries. Allegedly the only drag queen in Albania. And knowing a little bit about Albanian politics, I honestly believe her. But I have a particular affinity for art and cultural things that come from Albania. Albania is usually one of my favorite countries in Eurovision, and so I that may inform a lot of why I'm really enjoying Vezirja. As far as the entrances, I will agree with both of you in a way. It is a little ill-fitted in the top.
It kind of looks like a t-shirt.
A little bit, unfortunately, but I do really like it, and I like that it's pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like the wig. The wig is wigging for me. I love that she is coming in immediately saying, despite people not knowing it, "Hi, I'm Albanian." because the flag is the red. It's a red flag with the black. It's literally a screen printed version. It's probably a flag that she turned into a blouse, if I'm being honest.
And wrap some tulle around it.
But I still really enjoy David, okay? And I like her a lot. I don't know how well she's going to do, but I like her. So, scores for Vezirja.
That's a 41 for me.
It's a 65 for me.
I'm going to give it a 70. La Prada.
Okay. The first thing I wrote was, "Oh, you are cute." I'm really liking the confessional look at La Prada. Call me.
Out of this whole cast, you'd say that to La Prada. No shade to La Prada, but
yeah.
Oh, there's some attractive
There's some other
people
ones
on
too.
this cast.
But I'm getting like, it's kind of like a cuter version of Miss Fame to me. But as far as this look goes, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't really have much thoughts about this. For me, the whole entrance was about her confessional look. But this is decent. Decent.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a shiny dress with a shiny jacket. It's cute. That's it.
I don't like this. Unfortunately, I think there's something about the dress, like it hits at a weird length, and I didn't enjoy that. It's not bad by any means. It's just I don't like how flat the hair is with this. You can tell that now, looking at her Instagram now, her makeup has transformed a lot from the moment this was filmed. And we'll talk more about her makeup later. But I like her. I think she's lovely. I think however long she's on this show is going to do a lot in transforming her drag. She's giving me, she may have the same sort of storyline. I'm not saying their drag is the same, but I think she might have the same sort of storyline as Marsha. Is kind of what I'm getting. Talented, but maybe not all together yet, and polished as a fully formed drag artist. I'll say that. But I like her. So, scores.
I gave her 71.
I will give her a 65. 65.
I'm going to give her a 62. Melissa Bianchini!
The moment.
The
moment.
The icon. The legend.
She's an icon. She's a legend. And she
is the moment.
Now, come on now.
Come on now. Come on. Like, baby. Oh, David, go ahead.
I will say, as soon as she came in, I didn't immediately recognize who it was. I was like, wait, who is this and why did I not draft them? And then I realized
Julia.
I realized it was Melissa, and I'm like, oh, well, now it makes sense. I did draft you. We all did.
We all did.
But this is hands down my favorite of the entrance looks. She killed here. This looks so good, and she's representing her trans colors in this too. Immediately, I'm getting personality from her. This is a great silhouette. I love whatever fabric it is. I really love this fabric. Oh, it's so good. This is probably one of my favorite entrance looks I've seen this year.
She ate this hat. Y'all know I love a good hat moment. And she gave me a good hat to moment. And the bow on the back being so big. And it's just so good. She looked so good. When she walked through, I was like, yes! Like, I literally had a verbal reaction to her. I think she was one of the only people who I had a verbal reaction to. I was just like, oh my God, yes. This is how you walk into a workroom. This was beautiful. The trans colors was perfect, and it wasn't overdone. It wasn't like in your face. It was just like subtle here, pieces of here. It was so good. And then the white wig with the whole thing, like I was like, girl. Oh, I love this entrance look. This is definitely my favorite entrance look of the day, of the night. Like,
Yeah, it's the best entrance. Like, there's no arguing it whatsoever. I love that not only are we getting our first trans queen on Drag Race Italia walking in, but we have 2 this season, which just makes me even happier. Drag Race has grown a lot in the last 5 years, and I'm so thrilled to see it. She looks incredible. And out of drag, hello,
Stunning.
mom.
Stunning.
Hello, mom.
Stunning.
God,
Ugh.
like, she is bringing it.
moment.
She
It's
is
a
the
moment.
star already. There are a lot of people that I think are going to compete for her for that star, for that like main star position. But I'm very excited for Melissa. Thrilled. Scores.
I'll give her a 92.
You already know my cup is overflowing for this look. Period.
Duh.
Duh. I can't.
Duh. Lina Galore. Someone I think is gonna fight for that with Melissa.
Yeah, she's definitely giving more personality than I expected from her, because I thought she was kind of subdued in her Meet the Queens, but I'm getting to see her and know her more. As far as this look goes, I think it's cute. It's simple. I like the color. Do I like the color? No, I don't think I like those colors together. I don't. Lavender with that type of yellow? No, I don't think I like that. But overall, it still works good enough for me that I'm not mad at it. I like her wig. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah. I think the colors are like they wash out for me, like the lavender with the yellow and against her skin. I think it kind of washes out, but I don't hate it. I love the wig. I think seems like somebody who I would enjoy this season. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. This look was fine. It was fine. Coming in after Melissa didn't do her any justice, though. I'll
Nope.
say that.
I do agree about the color combination. For me, what washes everything out is this like gray blue wig.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with it. Because I think if it was more of a natural colored hair, a black, maybe even a blonde, I think would highlight this color palette really well. And or if the yellow was more of a gold instead of like a sunshine yellow.
I could see
Because
that.
I love purple and yellow together. They're complementary colors. They work very, very well together. But you have to pick the right combination of purple and yellow. And this one plus the wig kind of just it just doesn't work all the way there for me.
It's not cohesive.
It's not cohesive whatsoever. I would have loved if the wig was either like a natural color or if it was in kind of like if it was in that yellow. I think that maybe would have the yellow stand out a little bit more and then have the purple be that kind of base color that it is. What I will say though, I am obsessed with the way she does her makeup and specifically this very high arched kind of rounded brow. I've never seen any kind of like makeup specifically like that. And I really enjoy the way she does her makeup. And for me, she's another one. I saw her out of drag and I said, oh, hello, Mr. Galore. Hi there. But yeah, I thought this was good overall. Solid. Scores.
I'll give her a 64.
Well, I give her a 70 actually.
I'm gonna give her a 77. I also like the way the wig is styled as well. I like it, just not the color. Sypario.
I like this. This is in my top 3 of entrance looks. Especially like once you hear from her what it's supposed to be. She's supposed to be the curtain at a theater, and I'm like, okay, I really like that.
And that her drag name is literally
Theater.
Curtain.
Curtain.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know my Italian.
She said it, I believe.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some quick translation. Give me one second.
Hopefully it's not gonna be curtains for her anytime soon. If you know what I mean, right?
Il Sypario is the curtain.
Yeah, but Okay. Yeah, that's very clever then. I love that. I love the theming, the branding there. This is a great fabric too. And I like how long the sleeves are, and it looks really well accented with that gold. So yeah, easily one of my top 3 entrance looks.
I like this look. I'm not in love with this look, but I like this look. I like the concept of this look. I like the fact that it is the curtains of the theater. And I do adore like the headpiece, but I feel like this is very Sypario. So I'm like, and then seeing later outfits in this episode, I was like, okay, yes, this is just how Sypario, this is Sypario. And I enjoyed this. I wasn't floored. I wasn't like, oh, so great. But I liked it. I like the fabric. And I like the fabrication of it all and how she has it draped around and all of that. Yeah, I like that.
I really enjoyed this. I think I underestimated Sypario the most from the cast assessment because I really just did not like that promo look that she had. But this entire episode, she did nothing but impress me, and I'm thrilled about it because I did really like her personality. I love that she's taking, it's very literal. She is the curtain. That's what she's doing, and I think she has a fabulous look here. The way she does her makeup too is so interesting with this very high blocked black liner and then like smoking out color on the side of it. There's a lot of makeup girls on this season that are giving like really interesting makeup, and I'm loving to see it. So I like her. I'm excited for her.
Me too. I gave her an 81.
75.
I'm gonna give her an 80. 81. I lied. Ami Krania. I am getting one right now, but not from her, just because I've been in front of my computer for this entire day.
Me too.
This was one that I was like, I didn't even have time to catch it because they started like flying by some of these entrances. So I like it. It's simple. It's a silhouette we've seen before, but I do like how she goes for kind of asymmetry. She's got one glove on, one without a glove, one little spike, one no spike, and then the tulle, which I don't think is super necessary. But overall, I think it's a fine look.
It's fine. It's I feel like she looks beautiful. I love how her makeup is and the wig with the scarf in her hair. I love the color. It's fine. It's cute. It's fine. Would you stop scaring me?
I'm offended.
That you're offended, but it's
Not
fine.
this.
It's fine.
That's oh god. Everybody,
Fine.
close up.
See, that wasn't scary. That was beautiful.
Oh, thanks. But Logan, that's it. That was it.
Okay. Just like I'm just gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
I like her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's very entertaining. He's very attractive out of drag as well. This is not my favorite entrance. In fact, I think this might be my least favorite entrance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just, there's not a whole lot going on. It's not bad.
It's dripping in jewels. Look at it.
All 12 of them, sure.
Right.
But no, I really, really like her. And I don't think this is bad by any means. It's just, it's a bodysuit and a piece of tulle and a head wrap and a curly red wig and one glove and a bracelet and heels. And that's literally all she has. So, yeah, that's about it. But I love her, so I'm excited for her, but not this look. Scores.
I'll give it a 69.
Nice.
I will give it a 60. Yeah.
It's polished and well put together, but I am going to give it a 58. Sissy Lea from Sicily and London.
So I like this, but it's very busy. It's probably the busiest look we have here, so there's a lot to concentrate on. I don't think everything works, but I appreciate the effort because so many people went for simple. So her just doing something a little bit more unique here gives her a few bonus points, even if she didn't nail it. But she's in my top half of the entrance looks for sure.
I did not like it. I was like, oh no, absolutely not. It was just too much going on, too much for my eye, and I was just like, I don't, no, I don't like it. I didn't. It's too much. Like the jacket with all the flowers and then all the stuff on the side of her face. Like, oh, it's just too much. I don't know where to put my eye. The wig is. It was just a lot. I didn't care for it that much.
I really like this.
Wow, we are all over the map on this one.
We really are. Really are. And I fully recognize and I will agree. It is a lot. There's a lot happening. But it's a lot in a way that I think I really like. This jacket overcoat situation, whatever is happening with the flowers.
Raking jacket?
Oh, Jesus
No! That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
I'm so glad I'm gonna miss Gherkin jacket because
Yeah, but whatever this like tulle overcoat with the flowers, the whole black situation, I'm really liking. I think she could have done without the sculptural glitter wig piece. And I wish it had been more of just like a traditional updo. I think that would have kind of subdued a little bit of the drama and made the focus more on the flowers in the shoulder pads, because otherwise my eye is bouncing from there to the bottom to the shoe to the wig all over. But I do still really like this, and I think she looks great. You can tell she's lived in the UK for a while. And I like having that little bit of difference in drag style on this season. In a similar way to, you can tell Melissa is Brazilian and you can tell that Adriana is Cuban. Like it's informing their kind of drag style and the way they present themselves. And I do really like that. So I enjoy it, is what I'm trying to say. All those words to say, it's good. Score.
73.
60. No, 58.
Wow, Lana. I get it. I'm gonna give it a 72. Lightning Aurora.
Yeah, I think she's very cute in this. It is another simple garment though. We've seen things like this, but to such an extreme. But this is an entrance look, so I don't expect her to do something too extravagant. What I did get from her immediately was so much likability. She seems like somebody that I'm just gonna root for, even if she doesn't do the best in the competition. I'm gonna be hoping she will do well. And she reminds me of an actress, and I cannot think of her name. She's not a very well-known actress, but it's
I
going to
was
come to
getting a
me.
little bit of Anna Faris.
Okay, interesting. That's not who I'm getting. I'm getting a specific actress. I'll look her up and tell you her name. You will not recognize the name. I'm just telling
Okay,
you right
great.
now. But you can
Thank
go
you for the
on.
warning.
Yes.
This look was alright. I wasn't a fan that much. But I like her. I think she's adorable. I think she's beautiful. I think she's somebody who, I agree with you, David, somebody who I would want to root for in the competition, even if they're not doing the best. So I'm not gonna hate on it too much. I didn't like it as much, but she's adorable. She's so likable, and I really want her to do well.
I couldn't agree more. I came out of this episode really enjoying her and her personality, and I love, like I said with Melissa earlier, I love that we have 2 trans contestants on this season. just to, express more of the queer identities on Drag Race internationally. I think that's always a great thing. Her personality is great. The look, it's on the simple side, but I do really enjoy it. I like what's happening with the corset here. I like the wig. I wish it was a different color because it kind of this muted like grayish purple color almost washes her out a little bit, and she doesn't wear that much makeup to begin with in drag, so it's shown a little bit more in that. But I do think this is lovely. This silhouette complements her body really well. I enjoy it. So, David, if you figured out who the actress was, and then your score.
Yes, her name is Jessica Caulfield. She's most well known for being in Legally Blonde as Margot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you thought I wouldn't know her. You
Well,
said
yeah.
you say Legally Blonde. I say yes.
I mean, the first thing I thought of was Urban Legend 2,
Nope.
but she's in both of those, and she's in White Chicks. But I gave this a 72.
Who was she in White Chicks?
She was the girl who was the dark hair brunette girl, the other friend.
Tori.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You see the resemblance?
I see it. No,
Okay.
I absolutely do. And you said 72?
72.
Work.
68.
70. I'm all about splitting the difference here today.
You sure are.
I was going to give it a 70 anyway.
Okay.
Adriana Picasso.
This is good. This is in my top 4. It's not quite in my top 3 just because there's a few things that I like better, but I really love the headpiece on this. I like how draggy it is, and she knows how to proportionize her body. Like, she really knows how to pad those thighs, especially. Unless that's all her, then I'm impressed because, man, she's got curves in all the right places.
I think that's her.
It might be, but it just looks really smooth, like a padded
There might
body.
be a little bit of cinching, just a scotch.
Yeah.
But
I think I would have liked a different color. Okay. Because I'm not loving. It's like I don't even know how to describe this color. It's like almost like a burnt orange. I don't know.
It's like a burnt sienna.
Yeah. So I think it would have worked like in a cooler color, like a deep purple or a dark green or even a blue, like a royal blue. But overall, I think she still looks really, really good. So great job.
Yeah, I like this look. I think she looks beautiful. I love the headpiece. I love the jacket. I want that jacket actually.
Rake.
So David's the unhinged one today. Noted. Lana, what were you saying?
Such a villain. David is the villain of the season.
I stopped myself.
He is the villain of the season.
Raking yak.
But yes, it's I love it. I think it's nice. I think I might agree with you with the color, but I think this is still beautiful. She looks good, and I think this is her. I think that's her. Her thighs, her thighs, and I'm here for it. Like, yes, work. And she does know her proportions to her body, and it shows. I think she looks beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regardless of like whether she's cinching or not cinching, and whether she's padding or not padding, the body looks great. The body looked great this whole episode, point blank and period. What I was gonna say on the color combination point is I think I would have left the main portions and the headpiece as this like burnt, like almost terracotta color. I wish the red lining had been a cooler color. Like my immediate thought went to royal blue. And I don't know whether this is some sort of like national costume or homage to a Cuban national costume. I'm not sure of that. So that
we don't want to offend any national costumes on this podcast.
No, the last thing we want to do is offend national costumes on this podcast. And that's a genuine statement with a little bit of sarcasm thrown in.
It's a lot of sarcasm from me.
There's a lot of sarcasm. There's a lot of sarcasm, but there's a genuine
there's levels of sarcasm. There's
definitely levels of sarcasm. But what I will say is if this is a national costume and that's the color palette for the national costume, I love it. For me personally, I do agree with you, David. I wish the red lining was more of a royal blue, even maybe a purple. I think could have complemented both the terracotta in the garment itself and also her skin tone, because she has just the loveliest shade of caramel skin. And I loved everything she wore in this episode really complemented that. And I did love when she walked in and Melissa looked at her and was like, it was some comment about being
Chocolita or something.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. It was some comment about being like the queens of color. And I'm like, at least there's more than one of them on this season, because both of the first 2 seasons, I think there was one combined on both.
Ooh.
The only one I'm thinking of is Obama.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else.
I'm pretty sure it was just Obama. So I'm happy that we're learning here on Drag Race Italia, and I appreciate the diversity. But scores for Adriana Picasso.
I'm giving her a 79.
83.
I'm gonna give her a 90. And anyone who references art, it gets points in my book. Unfortunately, later I will take all of those points away.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, but Leila Yarn.
Leila. Gabriella Labucci walked, so you could run and crochet. No, it's seriously the first thing I wrote in my notes, and I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I was going to wear Gabriella Labucci, but I was like, oh, this is the next evolution in entrance look. I really like this. I think this is cute. One thing I'm loving about her is she's putting so much effort into these looks. I don't know if she's completely making them by herself, but this is not something that you can do very quickly. Like there must be so much, like so many hours spent into these looks. So I think this is really good. This is my second favorite of the entrance looks. I think it's so adorable, and she's nailing her branding. So great job.
This is the second person in that. I think I lied several times when I said I didn't have an audible response to anybody else but Melissa. No, I lied. I had an audible response to this. I was like, "Oh no, she didn't." Literally, that was exactly what I said. I said, "No, she didn't." This is beautiful. I loved everything about this look. This, like, I don't know if she's making them. I don't care if she's making them. Whoever is making them is putting a lot of time and effort into making this look.
She made the whole outfit.
Son
You
of
go,
a
girl.
stupid, talented with yourself. Ah, she looked fantastic. It fits her perfectly. I love the leggings with the short skirt and the way it fits. And then she got the nerve to have all the different balls of yarn on her head. I cannot. She looks fabulous. This is definitely such a great entrance look. She look, and like you say, very on brand. Her name is Leila Yarn. She got to have yarn, and baby, she is doing it. It's so good. I can't. So good.
So I was on her Instagram because I'm like, I need to know whether she made this. Not only did she fully make this, she fully made her runway look that we'll talk about later. And she also, it seems like, has started a clothing and jewelry business based out of Palermo, called LL Yarn. And I also found their Out of Drag Instagram, and God help me. With that
Watch
being
out for
said,
those Palermo gays, though. They will kill you.
These gays, they're trying to kill me. That was decent. No, Leila is absolutely fucking incredible. I am so beyond thrilled that I drafted her because I think she's going to do big things on this season. She's another person I didn't know necessarily how to feel coming out of the Meet the Queens and when we did our Instagram review. But I am so thrilled by Leila. If she crocheted every fucking thing she made for this season, I'm gonna scream, cry, and throw up. And I think that is one of the best branding choices anyone has ever made on Drag Race, period.
Agreed.
I hope there's pieces of crochet work in everything.
Everything. Yeah, even if it's not the
everything is
whole
crochet.
thing. Right.
Exactly. Like, I want crochet wigs. I want crochet accessories. I want crochet garments. I want crochet headpieces. She's giving me all of that here. This is incredible.
What I'm tripping about will just go let me like I don't know what the unconventional thing is
Oh my
gonna
God.
be, but they better get some yarn in there. I don't care how they put them in there, but they better put a ball of yarn in there somewhere for her to
Well,
grab.
they can use their own shoes, wigs, and undergarments, and I believe accessories as well in certain franchises.
Well, she's got a ton of yarn in this wig, so
Well,
exactly. So
Unspool it.
I think we're good.
I just want something. I just don't want them to try to take away her brand fully by saying she can't use no yarn. I need her some yarn somewhere in every look
I
that
get
she
it.
comes across the runway in.
I'm obsessed with
I'm
her.
obsessed.
I'm thrilled.
I'm obsessed with that.
Scores.
Before I give my score, I will say, full disclosure, based on the cast assessment, I kind of thought she was the first out.
Ooh.
But right now, I want to see her in the finale.
And what do you think now, David?
He wants to see her in the finale.
Yes, she needs to go far. I gave this an 85.
Baby, I am giving this another overflowing cup.
My cup is overflowing with yarn.
Mm-hmm.
The yarn ball popped out of the cup and is currently rolling across my living room.
Yep. It rolled over here too.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, Lily's going to chase it.
Yep,
Oh,
go get it,
good,
Lily.
good.
Go
Get
get
it,
it.
You better work, Leila.
Period.
Morgana Cosmica. Another one. God help me.
Fair. I will say that this episode, Morgana was the one who faded the most for me in a lot of ways, but I do think this is a decent look. It's very cute. It's simple. There's nothing really wrong with it. There's not a lot that like leaves an impression though. So that's all I want. I want her to do something to really leave an impression on me because she has not yet. But overall, it's fine.
I completely forgot about Morgana until this picture came up.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, I don't remember this look, so therefore it's not memorable. Therefore, I probably didn't like it. So there we go.
I agree with what you're saying, David. I think she I got the least from her in the episode. What we did get, though, I was very entertained by. I think she's funny. I like this look. It's simple, but I think it works for an entrance look. I kind of think of this in a similar way to what Vezirja is wearing. It's like, you never know what they're going to throw at you episode 1. So a more simple look, I think, is fine. I hope she stands by and reinforces the statement a little bit dramatic. And I hope she brings the Drag Race Italia drama that we know they bring. So I'm hopeful for that. But I thought this was fine. So, scores.
I gave her a 69.
Nice.
40.
I am also going to give this a 69 because that's what I'd like. Oh, I'm not finishing this.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It would be very nice. It wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't be nice. To finish out our entrance look discussion with Silvana della Magliana.
By the way, I let Gabriella Labucci know that I was wearing her shirt. And she says, ha 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 ha. Yes. There wasn't enough crochet in the first episode.
Agreed.
So I guess she's watching. She's watching her homeland where she's not from.
Well, you make sure you ask her to come on. You make sure you ask her to come on here.
Okay. But Silvana. Okay, so we talked about this in the Instagram video. For me, she's a queen that I am not excited about for her looks. I'm excited for her about many other things, and she definitely proved that this episode. Do I like this entrance look? No, I don't. I don't think it's very good, but at least she's representing her country's colors. She's representing old school drag. But overall, I was not super impressed with this. But I'm impressed with who she is.
We love that. Green, white, red. Green, white, red. Green, white, red. She just literally was like, I'm Italia on the flag. I'm Italy on the flag. Period. And I'm going to take some, whatever that fabric is, and drape it around the.
It looks.
Look like rags. I'm not even going to lie.
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out what I think it's not silk charmeuse. I can tell you that much.
No.
I think it's probably some sort of stretch cotton.
Or brocade, maybe.
Or I think it's too thin to be brocade.
Yeah. It's just not good. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But I like her. She was somebody who we said not going to give us the best looks. And she's not. But she's giving us great other things. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, that's it.
She is Silvana. She does not like melons. She likes bananas. And she wants to make it clear. She's Silvana della Magliana, and she's here to make it clear. I like her a lot. I'm ready for her to wear a different pair of shoes in episode 2 because she wore the same damn ankle boots the entire episode.
Yep.
Every time we saw her, it was the same damn ankle boot.
That's her branding.
No. If Latrice Royale can change her ankle boots, so can Silvana della Magliana. David, you are on one tonight. I don't know what it is. Anyway.
I got to do the occasional extreme close-up since we got that throughout the episode. So.
Okay. Great. Thank you, David. I like her. I actually like the way this is ruched. I think it could be a more flattering silhouette because unfortunately her hips kind of come out in this weird way that it's like trying to peigne, but it's not. And it just makes her hips look boxy. I kind of wish that the green and the red ruching had kind of stopped at the waist and we got a little bit more length on the skirt with the white going down. I think I would have liked that a little bit more. And the accessorization of this, I'm not like the absolute biggest fan of. I didn't need this giant kind of like the big jewel necklace. I didn't really need that. I like this wig in the way that it's like concave in the front and then it has like that sort of like sculpted wave. I think that was good. Like I said earlier, I'm ready for her to wear a different pair of boots. I like her. This just wasn't the strongest look. So, scores.
I ended up changing my score because I think this is my least favorite of the entrance looks. So I gave this a 35.
40.
60. I do still like this more than Amika. But we made it through the entrance looks in under an hour. Applause. We did it for once. So at this point, all the queens are there. As they're walking in, they're continuously like, oh yes, it's 11. Okay, great. It's 12. Great. 13? 13 queens. I like a big cast. I'm not mad at it. They got to fill their Paramount Plus contractually obligated 12 episodes of a season. So that's how we're going to do it, I guess.
I didn't even think about that. Okay.
They now fall under the Paramount Plus Viacom contractually obligated 12 episodes, I'm assuming, which means watch out for episode 6 where we will be talking about Snatch Game. And probably episode 3 will be a design challenge. I'm not too sure. Regardless, at this point we get Priscilla and Chiara Francini walking into the white room. Now, I was watching this with my roommate, and I have to include this anecdote because I did ask him and he said yes. But we were watching the entrance, and then as they're leaving, he goes, oh, so there's 6 people on the judging panel this week? And I was like, what do you mean, my dear? And he goes, well, there's that man and Priscilla and Kiara and the other two and the guest judge. And I was like, darling diva angel of life, that is Priscilla. He didn't realize that Priscilla was the band. Mind you, I don't think he's ever finished a season of Italia, so I'm going to give him a pass. But I just thought that was a funny moment.
That's adorable.
I know. I'm still petitioning for Chiara Francini to become the host of this franchise. Okay, thanks.
So what we're saying is we like this Chiara Francini person.
We love Chiara Francini.
Okay.
You didn't like her? The woman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think you'll really like her when you see how she interacts with the contestants. She has so much care for them. And I think that's like one of the main reasons we like her.
I mean, that's fine. I just didn't see it this episode.
And I think
this episode, I was just like, who is this annoying woman? Like, she was very loud and very like, I was like, girl, bring it down.
That's how she is.
Bring it down like,
she gives me Nikki Doll levels of like caring for the contestants.
Okay.
And she really cares. She puts a lot. You can tell that she puts a lot of effort and thought into everything she does while on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say the same about a lot of the permanent judging panelists across the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, we love her because she's not Priscilla.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
cool.
We find out that this week is all about expressing yourself. Now, who else thought the first lip sync song was going to be Express Yourself by Madonna? Because they've done it for a premiere before, but I was like, the only English language song I remember them doing is Rhythm of the Night. Which is a great lip sync. But I was like, oh, they're going to do Madonna. Cool, lovely. No. Because our guest judge is an artist, and she's going to be here, and it's Ms. Keta, who I've never heard of, but she was giving real RuPaul in that one season 10 episode energy. So I was like, cool. Love it.
With the face skinny. And I Googled her, and she consistently wears the face mask.
I figured that was a thing. I was like, oh, she's Sia.
She's like very Sia, Orville Peck.
Orville Peck, yeah, kind of.
Energy, yeah. Cool. She
seems nice
enough. And we have our two new panelists, Paolo Camilli and Paola Iezza, replacing Tommaso Zorzi, which I'm fine with.
But he was so cute.
Yes, I'm aware, David. However, Paolo is also attractive.
True.
So, and we find out that our Maxi Challenge this week is the Extravaganza talent show. Woo!
Woo!
Shocker. And then we go directly to the next day. They said
Elimination Day.
They said Elimination Day. We're not going to film them getting out of drag. We're not going to film them getting their stations together. We're not going to film them leaving. We're straight to the next day.
They didn't have time.
No, and they barely had time for any Emmy moments in the workroom. I don't remember if there was more than one, but the one I remember was Vezirja talking about being from Albania, being allegedly the only drag queen from Albania, and being here representing, and she got very emotional about, being here representing her entire country, and I loved seeing it.
Yeah, and then La Prada was like, girl, are you really the only drag queen in Albania? I don't believe it. And I was like, you don't know that. Are you from Albania?
They do have a more conservative government. Like, it's a very, very much so more conservative country. So it wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Yeah. And I took La Prada in this moment to be like playfully shady, because she's like, you're just angling to be the host of Drag Race
Albania.
Which I was like, come on.
I would love to see it. There's a lot of beautiful Albanian music that I would love to see for lip syncs on Drag Race.
And then we cut pretty much immediately to La Prada. Melissa was talking, and La Prada's like, she says she's been doing 18 years, and it shows. And I'm not saying because she looks old, but
I'm saying it.
yeah, she looks old.
I was like, girl.
I like her level of youthful shade. That's
I'm
what I
getting-
would call it.
I'm getting Floor energy from her.
Okay, sure.
And I loved it from Floor, and I'm loving it from La Prada too, because it feels like it's coming from a playful place, not from a hateful place. So,
Child.
am I enjoying her personality? Very much so.
I am not.
I knew it.
I didn't think it was playful at all to me. I was just like, girl, you kind of getting on my nerves, and I know you on my team, but I'm just like, oh, you are.
She gives me, and I'm not going to compare her to a Drag Race queen. I'm actually going to compare her from someone from another show we're watching currently. She's giving me Blue energy from Big Brother in that she knows she's on a TV show. And so she's going to say these playful, witty, whatever comments because she knows that will get her screen time. And honestly, I thought it was, I'm a little bit more on David's side here in this specifically. I thought it was playful. I like her so far. I don't see any, and I'm not saying you see this, Lana, but I don't see any malice or any sort of like hate coming from La Prada when it comes to any.
She's giving me somebody else who we watch on another show.
Galavero.
Nope, she's giving me Perga.
Oh God!
And y'all wanted to hate Perga.
Not
when
anymore.
She was doing it. No, because y'all want to hate on Perga when she do it. But La
because
Prada's
that
doing
seemed
the
like a
same
mean
thing.
little bitchy girl.
And La Prada's doing the same thing. And we're like, oh, but I like it. It's so cool. No,
I
it's
see
not.
where you're coming from. I
It's
see
the
where you're coming
same
from
thing.
for sure. I'm not trying to. I see where both of you are coming from. Shocker! I'm the great equalizer, as always. But I definitely see it. I think it's a little bit more playful right now, personally. But again, we're one episode in. Who knows what's going to happen? So.
And you know, I love Mother Melissa. So if I thought somebody was sincerely coming for Melissa,
here we go.
They would be on my crap list, especially if they can't really deliver this episode, Miss Prada.
Oh boy!
Then I would have no reason to be defending her, other than being attractive.
All I'm saying is
that's never stopped you before, David Healy.
This is the first episode, and so I'm gonna give us some slack. But if this continues, and y'all keep saying, "Oh, it's so playful, it's so pretty, it's so cute," and she's so not, I'm like, oh, okay, so we gonna not do this to Perga, but we gonna do this to La Prada when they doing the same doggone thing.
Well, I don't have to do that to Perga anymore.
No, because you already did it. Because you already did it.
And
like, I am going to be fair across the board. If I am not going to like Perga when she doing that snippy, nasty comment thing, and then the same thing when we talk about other, like, we were just talking about Brazil, and y'all was like, all them green, they be acting like
I think
girls,
the difference is there's actual punchlines to each of her remarks.
All I'm saying is
she's got little punchlines. She's making them jokes. She's not making just hateful comments out of nowhere.
Calling somebody old ain't hateful?
Okay.
If you watch Drag Race, every season somebody's called old.
And I'm saying, but see, okay, never mind.
And I see where you're coming from, Lana.
We move. Nope.
I don't see it as hateful yet. I see the shape.
I'm done.
I would be old. I'm probably Melissa's age.
I'm done. We move to the. Oh, yeah, we do go into that, don't we? But they don't do that. They do a whole dang performance with this drag queen lady host decided we're going to do a whole performance with dancers and all. And I was like, what are you doing? This is not even about you.
I have a question for the audience. I would like us to rank the most recent performances by these three hosts by enjoyability. Priscilla on the main stage here. Mama Pao in the finale of Drag Race Philippines, and RuPaul on All Stars when she performed Cake and Candy.
So we're assuming the commenters have watched all three.
Well, no, I'm asking you all both as well.
Oh, us. Oh,
but
okay.
I'm also asking commenters if you have watched all 3 of those franchises. Let us know in the comments. But I know both of you have, so.
Well, we know
I
who's in
didn't watch
last
it all.
place.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, I think that was the All Stars episode you skipped, Lana.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
David.
I'm sorry, Mama Pow, you're in last place.
Obviously.
I'll actually put Priscilla number 1 because she got lifted up and I was impressed by that moment. She kicked some legs around. RuPaul couldn't do that. RuPaul would break.
I still would put RuPaul above Priscilla. Anyway, speaking of Priscilla, I have to say, when the bitch looks good, the bitch looks good. And right here, the bitch looks good.
Yeah.
I can't be mad. It's one of my favorite color combinations. I love a yellow and purple. The wig is wigging. The makeup is makeuping. The gown is gowning. But it always does for Priscilla. So, yeah.
Giving
I thought she
me
looked
Mardi
lovely.
Gras. She's giving me Mardi Gras.
She's giving me very Louisiana State University.
Mardi Gras. And I'm like, yeah, add a little green on that. You Mardi Gras girl. But yeah.
Right. If the wig was green.
If the wig was green, yes. But yeah, I like this. I like this gown actually. I love the whole exaggerated purple sleeve. The purple is just beautiful. Ugh, love that purple. It's like the
This
white.
is where Lina, are you listening, Lina? This is how you do purple and yellow well together.
This is where the purple is purple and it's so good. Yeah, I love it.
And the yellow is not a sunshine yellow, but it's a little bit more muted into like a true yellow, and it's good. And the royal purple, and then it's kind of like a little bit more muted purple in the lining of the gown.
Even the lipstick is a little purple and yellowish combined together. I think it's good.
I think it's a gold glitter with shimmer. Maybe like a purple.
It's a purple lip
liner.
Lip liner with a purple a gold shimmer.
Yeah, I love it.
One thing that I think Priscilla does, like probably the best of any host, and I'm excited for Lana to see this. I don't know if Logan's ever picked up on this. Her wig line is always impeccable.
It's always perfect.
It always looks like it's coming right out of that scalp.
She is a very talented drag queen. I will not put anything against her talent because she's a very talented drag queen. And she can put herself together very, very well. I will never say anything necessarily bad about her talent or her abilities in drag. I just don't like the things that come out of her mouth. That's all it is. But she looked beautiful. And we had our whole panel tonight. So we had Kiara. I didn't pull any of the other photos, but Kiara looked beautiful. Paolo and Paola, they both looked lovely. And Miss Kata, we already talked about her. She seemed fine and lovely and didn't say much. So, work. Let's talk about some talent numbers. I don't think we're going to spend a whole lot of time on the talent numbers because we do also have the runways to talk about. But David, you said you scored the talent numbers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give like score and then a little comment and then we can do it that way?
Sure.
Does that work for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So going in order of the show, first up, Sypario doing a lip sync.
Yeah, I didn't completely understand what she was doing here. I mean, I like the cabaret aspect to it, but then she had all these items on the table and she just started throwing them off. And I was like, what's going on here? I was just left a little confused, but it was entertaining enough. So I wouldn't have had her in the bottom. She would have been perfectly safe for me. I gave her 64.
I mean, it was a fine number. I think it was very much, it was supposed to be cabaret. And so it was supposed to be like a comedy cabaret-ish type of thing. So I thought it was a good performance for what she was trying to do. I would give it a 67.
You can tell that she's one of those theater gays.
She's a theater gay.
I do really love that. I thought this was good. I would put this in my upper half as far as performances were concerned. I thought the lip sync was tight. The look here is cute. I thought the overall comedy of it was delivered very well. I do agree with you, David. I was a little confused at times. I wasn't really sure what all was happening. But I think this was a great way to start the show. So I was impressed with it. Lana, did you give your score?
I did. I said a 67.
Okay. Sorry, I must have missed that.
It's okay.
I'm going to give her a 75. Next up, Leila Yarn doing the world's potentially weirdest burlesque. Now, I had to pull this photo because if I pulled the final form of this burlesque, we would get demonetized. And I'm not trying to do that today. So...
Yeah. This was another one that confused me, but it confused me in the best way. She starts off like doing a lip sync on the phone, and I was like, okay, you're talking to your mom, I guess. And then suddenly she starts stripping out of nowhere, and we see her yarn dick. And I'm like, okay, okay. And eventually that comes off and we get a yarn vagina as well. So I'm like, come on, girl, work. I'm confused, but it was entertained, and that's all I asked for. And so much more personality than I expected her to give me. So I enjoyed it. I gave it a 73.
I was not confused by this at all because I knew exactly what she was doing. She was coming home and she was talking on the phone and she was getting undressed. Like she was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. Let me get out of my clothes."
Talking to her mother.
Talking to her mother as she was getting, because like she's like, "Who's calling?" Oh, the last person I want to talk to. But hey, mom. You know how when you're talking and you put the phone on speaker and you just go start doing everything else. That's what she was doing. She was stripping out of her clothes, getting ready for her night to be over. And I enjoyed that. I thought it was so funny. I love the way she delivered it. And when she took the skirt off, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." And then she did it, and then she took that off, and it was so good. And then that split, it was a good performance. One of the ones that I remember, one of the ones I enjoyed the most. I will give it a 96. It was so good.
Solid. This was one of my favorites, and I think if we'll talk about Melissa here shortly, but I think if Melissa hadn't done as well as she did, I definitely think there's a universe where Leila could have contended for the win, and she did very, very strongly. This was giving me, and I'm pretty sure this is from Sex and the City, but I remember there's a scene. I think it's Carrie. She's talking to someone on the phone, and she's like, she gets home, gets into her apartment, and is like taking off all of her clothes and changing while still on the phone with someone. And it was giving me very that like sitcom sort of moment. That's not the only place where it's happened, I don't think, but it was giving me a very specific memory from watching TV, and I did love it. The whole thing, I'm gonna go ahead and assume she crocheted this too, and it's impressive and it looks good on her, and I'm jealous of her crochet skills, and I think she's incredible. I was thoroughly entertained. I'm going to give her a 97. Because hello. Mother. Was she giving anyone else a little bit of Janet Jackson? I got just like a scotch of Janet in the face, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, we compared her to LaToya last time.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, she's just all in that family. But yeah, this for me, easily, hands down, like it was not close for me. This was the best of the night. This is why I cannot score anybody up there. Like nobody else is even in the 80s for me. But yeah, I love how she looked when she came out, and she just oozed so much star quality. Like, and then the cartwheel she was doing down the stage, I was like, come on, girl. I literally wrote down, move over Kennedy Davenport, because she was giving me all the talent I need in this episode. She killed it. This was great.
She ate it up from the moment she stepped out to the time she finished. She left no crumbs. Nobody else had a chance. It was over from the moment she said, "Bow." I was like, "Well, pack it up, folks. Y'all all done.
Julia,
it's a wrap. Ain't nobody coming for this. It was a wrap." And she ate. Yeah. Look, wait. Oh shoot.
Oh, I didn't give my score 95.
Go ahead, because I need to find something. It's Logan, you talk, because but it was good. Oh wait, no, I found it. Never you mind.
Okay.
Never you mind.
The anticipate.
I know.
Baby. She was slaying the house down with the boots. With the boots, slaying it. Kitty, kitty, purr, purr, slaying the house down with the boots. She was doing it. Baby.
Oh, God.
Overflowing full
That
cup.
was so worth the wait.
Overflowing full. And for those who don't know, it was my I actually came up with that saying on the fly on Big Brother today. During our last recording.
God.
But it fit this. She was slaying the house down with the boots. Like slaying the house down. Period.
Come on, Eartha Kitt.
Purr.
What is there to say other than she is slaying the house down with the boots?
Period.
I mean, yeah, I would have been very happy if I was Sypario or Leila being like, at least I don't have to go after Melissa. Who shit. It's like when they put Kiona first in the talent show on France. And
right.
Like, why are you going to do that? Because then everyone afterwards is like, well, shit, I have to go after Kiona. And then she still didn't win. But it's fine.
No, because somebody else.
She didn't win the battle, but she won the season.
She won the war. She won the war.
Duh is my score. My score is duh. Obviously. Hello. Yes. Please. Moving on to La Sheeva, who is singing.
It's ironic what you just said about following Melissa, because I actually do think La Sheeva was one of the better ones. She did really well with her singing. I think if anybody was going to follow Melissa, maybe she was one of the better ones to do it. Yeah, it's not the most exciting talent. We've seen it a million times. But as far as the actual singing goes, she did really well. I couldn't even tell if she was lip syncing or actually singing. I think she was actually singing.
I think most of the girls I think all 4 girls that were singing were actually singing.
Okay. I was confused because some of them were holding mics, but they still sounded like they were lip syncing.
I think the only one that I'm not 100% sure on is Vezirja.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give La Sheeva a 77.
Yeah. I thought she sounded good. I was like, okay. I'm not like, oh no, not that, not this voice, not you singing like that. It was actually a good voice, she sounded great. I like the song. I think she did okay to follow Melissa. She held her own. So I was like, okay, good. And I like this look. I like the look on her. I thought it was a good performance look. So I would give it an 80, actually.
This is actually my favorite look that she wore in the episode. Because we'll talk about her runway here in a second. But I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I do agree with you both. I think coming after Melissa, she was a great person to do it. I thought her vocal sounded good. The costume is good. That's really all. I don't remember a whole lot about her, but I do remember that she was solid and good. And I think she had like one pitch moment. But otherwise, I thought it was good. I'm going to give La Sheeva an 80. Next up is Vezirja, who is also singing to her original song, Shake It, music video now available on YouTube.
Oh.
It's very cute, actually.
Good for her. Yeah. Really and while we're on the topic, I do think this is the best she looked the whole episode. I really like this.
I like this as well, but yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I thought the song was pretty good. I like that she did an original song. She's the one that I did think was actually lip syncing, though. I really do think
I wouldn't be surprised. There was one moment where she pulled away from the mic, and I was like, well, there's no way you're going to get that amount of pitch, quality, and sound coming out of that, like that. But
yeah. So I respect that she had an original song. It was not one of my absolute favorites of the people who decided to sing, but I thought she was perfectly safe.
And your score?
Oh, my score is a 65.
Nice.
I thought she was fine. I wasn't mad at her performance. I thought it was a good performance. I like this look. Yeah, it was nice. I gave it a 65 as well.
I think I liked her song. Of the 4 people that sang, I'm gonna assume original songs, I actually liked her song the best because it was a little campy, it was a little comedic, and that's informing me a little bit more on her drag style, and I thought that was really good. I do think she was lip syncing, and in that regard, I'm going to take some points away because I wish it was a live vocal. But I think overall she did great, and I'm going to give her a 69.
Nice. This was another one. Oh, sorry, Lina.
Lina Galore doing comedic poetry.
Yes. This was another one that kind of confused me at first. I'm like, what's she doing? Is she giving a speech? But then I realized, oh, she's actually doing some poetry and it's rhyming, but our English translations were not rhyming.
No.
I thought she was going to be in the top based on how everybody was reacting. They were losing their minds for her. Based on what I read, I thought it was fine, but I did give her extra points because I think some things were being lost in translation. She was making very specific references throughout the poem, and I did not get those references. But I think overall she did well enough, so I gave her a 69.
Nice.
Yeah, I think our translations were off. They didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't get the right what she was saying, or it just didn't translate for us. I didn't want to take off for not getting it because of obviously it was hilarious to the people watching. They were laughing their butts off, but I thought she just whatever it was funny.
Yeah.
And she delivered it well, and she looked cute doing it. So I give her a 67.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I agree. I think some things were lost in translation, but I did go back and I listened to the poetry itself once I figured out that it was poetry, and I listened for rhyme schemes, even though I don't speak Italian, and I got rhyme schemes, so I was happy with that. She was funny. She clearly got a reaction out of the queens and the judges, so I thought that was lovely. I could have seen her in the top until somebody else that was in the top did what they did. And then I was like, well, she's not going to be in the top. But I think it's still fine. I would give her a 75. Krania. And according to the Wikipedia, it says that her talent is dancing. Now, I'm going to chalk this up to something a la Peach from Drag Race Belgique in her beautiful walking and posing and holding a sword. I see those two talents in a very similar vein. If you watch Drag Race Belgique, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I wrote down that it was a dance, so I got a little bit of dancing out of it. This is on the lower end of the safe for me. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 people that I liked less than this, but this I was kind of underwhelmed with because so we got a costume reveal at one point and then it was just kind of over. And I'm like, wait, that's all? Like I just was expecting it to go somewhere and it never really did go anywhere. So not one of my favorites. I gave her a 60.
You're generous because I was like, what is this? What are you doing? You're walking, you're taking off something, you're walking. This is walking and taking off a piece of clothing. It was no dance at all to this to me. I was like, what? What? No, absolutely not. Didn't care for it. Oh, I really don't have a lot to say. I know I'm trying to stall for Logan to get back, but I just don't have a lot to say because it's not good. So
hello, I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I give it a 50 because I didn't like it.
Was this a mind-blowing performance? No. Was this one of the better performances of this talent show? No. Was it kind of camp and stupid? Yeah. And in that regard, I was like, you know what? This is fine. It didn't give me a migraine. So I was happy about that. So I'm going to give Krania a 65.
Okay.
Next up, Morgana Cosmica singing, I'm going to go ahead and presume, an original song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's one that I could absolutely tell was live singing, and it was a good thing. She sounded really good. I talked about how she faded, and like looking back on things that I like this and her runway later on, like I give her good scores. There's just something about her that's not leaving an impression on me.
She didn't get that much airtime in
Yeah,
general.
I guess that's
think
it.
because she wasn't in any of the Untucked stuff. She got, I think, 2 or 3 confessionals in the episode. We just didn't see her a whole lot, and I think that
True.
that might be what it is.
True. But yeah, overall, I thought this was one of the best of the night. I gave it a 75.
I think she did okay. She did fine. I think she sounded fine. The song was fine. Everything about this was fine to me. I agree with you, David. Something about her is not leaving a good, like a lasting impression. But I don't think she's doing horrible. I just think
She's got that Chantel factor.
maybe
A little bit, you know? Yeah.
Probably.
Mm.
She's just doing fine. I will give this a 70 because I think she did fine.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed this. I thought of the people that sang, I thought she had the best voice by far.
Yep.
The song, not super memorable. Her in this episode, unfortunately, not super memorable. I do like her. I agree with you, Lana. She, in this one episode, she didn't give me a lasting impression. So if she had gone home, I would have been like, oh, I don't remember her. But she didn't, and rightfully so. I could have seen a universe where she was in the top. I do agree with all of the people in the top. But I think there is a universe. I think if her runway was just a scotch stronger, and we'll talk about that.
It was good.
It was very good, and we'll talk about it. But I think if a few more things had come together, I definitely think there's a universe where she could have been in the top, and I would have said, yeah, absolutely. Her voice was good, the song was good, the performance was good. She hit that big note, and it was good. I'm gonna actually give her a 90. I really enjoyed it. When someone sings and sings well and does a good singing performance, I'm a fan of that because we've seen a lot of bad singing performances on Drag Race before. But this was good. Now, what was not good was Prada.
If y'all don't get this, man.
David, I'm going to need you to choose your words very carefully here. Okay?
Yeah. Looking at my scores, I'm surprised reading them back, but she's not in my bottom 2. She's in my bottom 3, but not my bottom 2. She did a dance, and I think they really did not like her shoes in this dance specifically because they kept like cutting it to close-ups of those.
What the fuck were these wedge like
they look like inflatable shoes.
What is that? Not Crocs, but
they like kind of curve too.
Yeah, it was like a wedged, curved. Oh my god, what is that fucking shoe? Like, the shoes they always talked about on Holland.
Those wooden shoes?
Yes. What are those called?
Clogs.
Thank you. Clogs. It was giving like inflatable wedge clog. Thank you, Lana. I appreciate you. I can't think of it.
I just figured that she was wearing those for a specific purpose and that it was like important to the specific dance she was doing. And look, she's giving us a message right here. We see it right on her side there. She says, "No hate, no hate."
But I'm not gonna hate the whole time. But she was hating the whole episode, but no hate. Okay.
No.
Yeah, that moment I was like, well, Julia, girl, Miss Prada.
Also, why does she look like she's in quick drag makeup?
Oh my god, can I talk about this for just a second? I'm so sorry. This is maybe some of the worst makeup that has ever happened on Drag Race.
It's not great.
It's not. I wouldn't say this is any form of great. This is bad. She looks bad. It's bad. It's bad.
But I gave her dance, which wasn't good, but wasn't awful for me. I gave it a 50.
That's generous.
Yeah, that's very generous because I'm giving it a 30.
Is that all you have to say, Lana?
Yep.
I'm pleading.
Oh
Ugh.
The
no.
look is bad. The wig bad. Makeup bad. Garment bad. Except for the no hate. I think that is a lovely statement. The statement is fine. Shoes bad. Performance bad. This is giving Coco Montrese levels of dance, where it honestly, I don't know if she choreographed this. It felt like she just went out there and did whatever moves she wanted to
Yep.
a
She
Mozart
just started
song.
twirling around. It was not good.
It was not good. And I like La Prada, but this was not good. And the fact that she wasn't in your bottom two is kind of shocking. And I think I know who was in your bottom two.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it might include Lightning Aurora.
It might. But do you want to say what her talent was?
A monologue?
Right. That's why I had to have you say it, because I couldn't. She was writing a letter and then
She's
takes off
writing
part
a
of her
letter
outfit.
to Daddy.
Oh, that's
Thank
a
you
good
for
movie.
laughing. Thank you for
Yes.
laughing. I knew you would appreciate that reference.
I do. I love
I
that
know
movie.
some references, okay?
Yeah. So I just was very like, she had the most confusing thing for me. She was writing a letter, then she took off part of her outfit, and I did not get it. I love her. I love who she is. Did I love this? No, I did not. Oh, and I gave it a 48.
Yeah, I too was confused by this whole interaction here, and I was like, "What are we doing?" And then why do we have a gold lid thing under with the blue? I don't. What are we talking about here? I didn't get it. Another 30. I did not get it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to decode what the message was. I think it was writing a letter to a friend of hers about like building confidence and coming into her own identity as a trans woman. And I think some of those things were maybe referenced. And then she was like, and you can do it too. And what gave me the power was being a drag queen. And if that was her message, lovely.
It just didn't translate well. It just didn't do
No,
well.
I was confused by the whole thing. We'll talk about it later, but I think given challenge and runway, she would have been in my bottom three.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna give her a 35 for the talent. I'm sorry, girl. And we don't get this back portion is kind of rough of this talent show. Because next up is Sissy Lea singing. I'm gonna go ahead and assume for the fourth time an original song.
Yeah, and this also seemed like a lip sync to me. So I was like, why are you?
Mm-hmm.
If you're lip syncing, why you got the microphone? Like,
that's a very British thing.
I guess so, but like, it's just confusing. Like, if you're lip syncing, just take away the microphone, because I feel like you're trying to lie to us, girl. I don't like being lied to. I did not like her song though. I thought for me, she was probably my least favorite of the original song / singing / lip syncing. I did not think it was in the bottom 3 for sure.
Oh,
She should not have been there.
I'm gonna talk about it later because I'm mad.
Yeah,
She shouldn't have been, but
even with the runway, definitely not.
we will talk about it.
Yeah, but overall, I thought this was just kind of blah. So I gave it a 59.
I don't even remember it. That's how not important it was. I don't remember what her song was. I don't remember what the talent was. I do remember her taking off the bottom half of that dress or the pants, and I was like, you should have left them on. But whatever. 40.
Okay. I think the look is cute. I agree. I think it looks better with the pants than it does just as a bodysuit. I don't really remember much from her performance either, but I definitely think there were 3 performances that I liked less than hers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something. But I'm gonna 50, I guess. And then we have to go to dear, sweet, darling diva angel, Adriana Picasso.
I still don't know what that's supposed to
Okay,
be.
so I do, because I realized it when she held up the image in the confessional. She was doing an upside down painting of a Picasso painting.
Oh.
So the original, I don't remember what it's called because I don't personally like Picasso as an artist. That's just me. Hot take, I know. But I don't love Picasso's work. I don't know his work very well. But that is supposed to be an upside. She's doing like what Manila did on the All Stars 4 talent show with the upside down. I think it was maybe also a Picasso. I don't remember what it was.
Hers was like flowers on a vase.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure it's a replica of an actual painting that exists. The point is, this is supposed to be an upside down rendering of a Picasso painting, or at least a chunk of a Picasso painting. And it really just didn't translate.
No.
I wish she would have just lip synced and danced.
Yeah. She was the one that we, like, no matter what, I knew she was going to be in the bottom because they were so shady with all the confessionals. They showed as many girls as they could just shading this. All the thumbs down signs that they had.
Literally, I was like, oh no.
I'm like, this is really sad because I love art. I like to make art. If you want to see any of my art, please follow me on Instagram because that's all I have is my art on my Instagram.
It's fine. No kidding.
Thanks. No, that's okay. It's okay if you think it's fine.
No,
but,
I think it's really good actually.
Well, thank you.
Being shady.
But yeah, it just was like very slow paced. You got to really, if you're going to do art for your talent, you have to have a way to make that entertaining as you do it, because it was just, she's slowly painting and it's just kind of boring just watching her do that. And then for the payoff to be so underwhelming here, I literally cannot even say what I did think of what this looked like. I cannot say it on the podcast.
No, David, because I also thought the same thing.
Especially with the red there, I was like, what's going on? What am I seeing? I'm not going to say what I thought it was, but I did not like it. And unfortunately, she was my least favorite. But she did something different, so we'll give her bonus points for that. She'll get a 35.
I thought it was a man grabbing the crotch, somebody grabbing somebody's crotch and
then
with the hand.
And that's
right. And I was like, "Oh, did you? Oh,
scratch."
Oh,
right.
I went to Feminine Troubles.
Yes, that's what I.
Variety.
Yeah, I thought it was the. Then I was like,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, not at all.
At first, I was thought of a hand grabbing crotch, and I was like, no, those are fingernails with the polish, and it could be a woman on her. That's kind of gross. So, but I don't know if that's what it is. But anyway, I didn't like it. Didn't care for it. I thought it was the weakest, and I hated it because I love her. I think she's adorable, and I think she's beautiful,
Sweetheart.
and I wanted so much more. But I didn't like it. I'm actually not going to score it because I'm not. I don't like it.
It's difficult, and even now, like, I'm not even finding the reference photo. I don't even know what it was. I think it's a Picasso. I'm not entirely sure. I like that she went the artistic route. As someone who studies art history, I do love that. I think it's unique and different. Unfortunately, I think the only person that's done art and done it well on a Drag Race talent show is Manila Luzon.
I feel like I've seen somebody recently who did something that was really good, but I cannot quite remember it. So
the only one I can remember of recent is Vanity Vane from Sypario, but I didn't like that one that she did. But regardless,
there was one where somebody like threw like glitter on it and then it revealed into something.
That was on Philippines season 1. That was Silhouette.
Okay.
I just watched it, and she did this thing where it was invisible. It made her grandmother, and then once she finished, she threw the stuff on it, and it appeared to be the grandmother.
Was it good?
No. It was fine.
Stay tuned for our reviews of Drag Race Philippines season 1 by our very own resident diva.
Lana reacts.
I'm just, you know what? No. I'm not going to refuse to score this because I think her jumpsuit is gorgeous.
Jumpsuit is gorgeous.
So for the jumpsuit and the wig alone,
okay,
she gets a 35.
And
you're
before
right.
before you move
change
away,
that. Let me change
looking
that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me change that to a 35 as well for the jumpsuit.
we all gave 35s. Look at
Great.
you. But before you move on, I do want to say, like, just looking at her in this still here with how proud she looks, it reminds me of like a child that goes to school and makes some really bad
Yeah.
art, and they're just so proud to show their parents.
That's why I pulled this still. I'm sorry,
That's
Adriana.
cute.
I love you. I think you're beautiful. But last up, Silvana della Magliana.
Oh,
Doing a monologue.
oh, Silvana. I'm kind of mixed on this one because for me it was more like an empowering speech. I feel like I've seen people try to do similar things like that as talent shows in the past and they get dinged for it. They like no, somebody there was somebody who definitely did this fairly recently and they ended up in the bottom just by giving an empowering speech. It definitely was heartfelt.
That was also Vanity Vane.
Oh, maybe. She did all the talents, I guess, at this talent show. But yeah, I thought it was impactful. It definitely seemed to affect everybody in the audience. People were crying. So for that, I give it points. But as far as an actual talent goes, it left a bit to be desired. But I'm very happy that she was able to leave this impression on everybody. Would she have been in my top? Absolutely not. But she was safe for me. She was very safe. I gave her a 66.
Yeah, I feel like this was like. I mean, I get what she was doing and what she was trying to do. It a very gripping monologue, and but for me, I feel like when you do it on this stage, I'm like, girl, I don't want no gripping, sad, emotional monologues. I want you to be a, entertain. I don't know. I hate to say I don't want this from a drag queen because that's not true. You want a very powerful, political, emotional moments from drag, and they could do that. I just didn't get as invested, I guess, as she wanted me to be. That's just me personally. I don't know. Other people might feel differently. I just didn't get as invested. I thought it was good. Her message was good, but yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I would give it a 65. It was fine.
I enjoyed it. I understood the moment that the judges and the other queens had the reaction that they did. I knew she would be in the top. For me, I think I would have put Morgana there. That's just me personally. Or Lina even. I think both of them could have been there. But I understand why she was in the top. I get it. I thought it was an empowering speech. Thought it was lovely. I think if any of us were drag queens, I think it might inform our opinion a little bit more. But none of us are drag artists, so we don't understand that experience necessarily. And that's just an experience we don't have. Mm-hmm. So if I'm in a room of drag queens giving this empowering speech about being a drag queen, I understand why she was in the top. And I'm not necessarily mad at it because I like Silvana. So I'm not upset at it. Overall, I think I would give it a 77.
Okay.
And this is the best she looked all night.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it? I didn't think she looked good at all.
I didn't say she looked good.
That's the best she looked.
The only other thing I had to say about the talent show, I do not remember whose number it was, but there was somebody, I think it was a performance, and everybody in the drag queen crowd was living for it, and they had their little handles that have the thumbs up or the thumbs down,
Yeah.
and everybody's going crazy with their thumbs up. And then I look at Sypario, and she's living her best life
With the thumbs
doing this
down.
with her thumbs down. And I was like,
I
that
think
is
it was
so-
Melissa.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Melissa's.
It was hilarious to me because she was living her best life with that thumbs down.
Yeah, I think it was Melissa or Leila.
That needs to be a meme or a
love
GIF
it.
or GIF or something.
I love it. Category on the runway is drag excellence, allegedly. And first up, Sypario.
Okay, so speaking of Sypario, I
Yes.
actually really like the concept here. I love the roses. If Eve was here, she would shade a France queen. I know it. I really
Rose,
like.
we're looking at you again. I'll do it since Eve isn't here to
extreme
do it.
close up. We got one. Yeah,
Rose, not to be confused with Rose.
exactly.
I did one earlier. What are you talking about, David?
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, I know you did.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I really like the long train on this. That was one of my favorite parts. Like everything's really working. The only thing that would have made it better is if the proportions were a little bit better because she really loses her shape here. It just becomes like a big blob of roses. So if it had just been like cinched in a little bit, she would have nailed it.
Agreed. I think the roses is beautiful. I wish the hood was actually bigger. I wish it was a bigger hood. But
Yeah.
other than that, I think it was a beautiful garment. The train, I love. I wish it was roses on the train, but it was fine. It was good. It was still a good look.
All I would have done, because I agree with both of you, all I would have done is taken that middle section of the roses, right where her waist is. I would have taken those off, cinched her waist a little bit to give shape because it's not a good shape right now. And I would have taken those roses and put them on the end of the train.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Put
all
them on the
change.
sides, like have
Or the
hips.
sides. I definitely think like either way, I think it would have been better. Or even like as a fascinator piece off of the hood, just to add volume there, because there's so much volume in the upper body, and obviously there's so much volume in the train. But I agree, the hood is just a little bit small compared to all of that. I don't think this is bad by any means. It's just this was my least favorite of what she wore in this episode. So scores.
Yep. So I do like this. I'm dinging points for what I'm officially going to dub the Vanjie silhouette.
Absolutely.
I'm giving this a 77.
70 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 64. Melissa.
Now this is good. I like this a lot. I love the asymmetry. Yes, she did do what needed to be done. Yeah, with the shoulder just jetting out there. This is so punk. This is so like hip. I really love the wig. Black and this like neon green. It's hard to go wrong with those colors because they just look so good together. It's so nostalgic for me too. Like because that was like pretty much my favorite color combination growing up, and she just looks so good. I love seeing edge to her because I wasn't sure if we were gonna get a lot of like edge in looks, but she's giving it here. So absolutely one of my probably my second favorite of the night.
Yeah. I love this jacket. I love that she got the stockings where it was all ripped up in the right places, and the rip that's right on each of her thighs going into the bodysuit. I'm like, yes, girl. I love the wig. I like how she got the bang in that V shape, and it's so good. She accessorized it perfectly with those glasses, and then the choker, the exaggerated shoulders on the. I want that jacket. Jeez. And then those shoes. Oh my gosh, it's so great. I'm living for this. I think she did really well. It is definitely my second favorite look of the night, for sure.
I don't know necessarily what I was expecting from her drag excellence runway, but I don't think it was this, and I was very pleasantly surprised by it. It's giving a lot of the energy of like the photo that I picked from the Instagram review, and I really do enjoy it. I agree. Black and neon green, a great combination. I love the way the wig is styled as well with this double ponytail, but it's like kind of this like weird shape. I love this very triangular bang. I'm a big fan of that. All in all, it's a very solid look. I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Scores.
First of all, why do I think like she looks like she could be a member of TLC in this? I think it's the hair.
Okay.
It's the hair specifically. It's
Sure.
giving me like chili anti-buzz combined.
Okay.
I gave her an 85.
It's a punk rock TLC.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe even a group Black.
Oh
She
yes.
definitely
Okay,
looks like
yeah.
the girl from the
I
girl
love
group Black.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. But I will give this a 93.
I'm gonna give it a 92.
Mhm.
Vezirja.
Yeah, she looks very pretty. I like the fuchsia on her. It's a good color of fuchsia. Her wig looks good. Her face looks good. My only issue is really the fit of this. Like it feels like it's like baggy and loose in certain areas. So it doesn't quite all come together, and it's not the most exciting runway look of the night for me. Um, but I do like her, and I'm rooting for her to do well because she seems like such a cool human. But overall, this didn't do a lot for me. Oop.
Really?
What is this?
A
What is
dress.
a god awful dress? God awful dress. It doesn't fit right. It doesn't look good. It's not cute. The material is wackadoo. Oh, it's god awful. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. And then the back it looked like she was busting out the back of it. It's not a good look at all. This is my word. Oh, I
But look at
hated
her
this look.
face.
Her face is fine, but that dress ruins everything for me. It is weird. It is not. The fabric is horrible. It it don't fit. I don't like it at all. Mm, 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 mm. Nope.
I think we're going to be all across the board on here.
I don't
Three
even think
very different levels.
I don't even think I can give my comments, honestly.
Oh, please do. I would love to hear some positivity
Because
for this.
I really liked this. Wow, okay. I think she looks good. I think the fundamental thing that is wrong with this look is the fabric she chose. Because this sort of like vinyl, it looks like PVC is really what it looks like. This kind of fabric is not made to be made for gowns like this. But I think overall, I think the color looks really beautiful on her. I love the way the dress is shaped. I love this sort of like rounded peekaboo in the cleavage. I like the complete off the shoulder. I like the sleeves. I think the wig is great. Her makeup is great. The way it's styled is great. It hits the floor beautifully. I really like it. Damn, okay. Scores.
I give it a 62.
I am not scoring this. Pleading.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give her a 73. Ooh, okay. Next up is Lina. Let's pray to God Lana doesn't read Lina the way she just read Vezirja. God damn.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, I have made it pretty clear in the past. I'm not a huge fan of tulle. So tulle looks don't usually work for me. I actually don't mind the tulle on this. I think she has it shaped very well, especially on the bottom part of the dress. Like it's almost like unclockable as Tool there. So there's definitely things I like about it. I like the gloves. Her face looks great. I wish she had more lipstick because I don't know. I'm getting a little bit of like boy mouth from her. So I just want her to exaggerate or at least like line it a little bit. And I think that would help her lips kind of pop instead of it just looking like maybe she had some ice cream and put it on her mouth and some stuff was left over. But overall, I like it. My least favorite part is like I'm getting almost tank top from this a little bit, and I don't like that when I see a drag look and it kind of reminds me of a tank top. But overall, decent.
I like this look. I thought she looked very pretty. I like the color. When you said she put lips ice cream on her mouth, I was like, sherbet, sure.
Yes,
She ate some
you
sherbet.
eat that sherbet, girl.
And you left it there. It's beautiful. I like the look. I wish her hair was a little bigger. Like I think it was too flat. I think the wig is too flat for me. But other than that, I think the way this is shaped is very pretty. I don't mind the tank top thing underneath it. It gives it some kind of dimension. A little like the flat with the poofiness. It's cute. I mean, it would be. I think it would be cute without it. If she just made that top and it was just skin, unless she's very hairy, then okay, don't do that. But who knows? But I thought it was cute, and I love the skirt. I am a fan of a big tulle, like poodle kind of skirt. I would wear that skirt and just be twirling around in it just to let it fly in the air. I just love that. I think she looks really good. I liked it. I wish the wig was bigger though, but other than that, I like it.
This was my second favorite look of the night.
I
I really enjoyed it. I think the white tank top, if you will, part. I think that is potentially because of chest hair out of drag, and also potentially maybe to hide her breastplate.
Maybe.
It would be a weird cut.
Chest hair.
I don't either, but there are some drag queens that want that distinct difference, and I understand that. It would be cut kind of strange if it was a breastplate or some sort of like cutlet situation. I'm not exactly sure what she uses. But again, I want to highlight her makeup here because it's just so, the way she does her winged liner and her eyebrows to where they kind of almost meet in this very like, it's like she's drawing an eye shape above her eye. And I really love the way that she does this. She has my favorite makeup of the season so far.
Even the sherbet lipstick?
Yeah. I'm saying her makeup in general, David. I'm not saying her makeup here. I do agree. I wish there was something more going on with the lip. I think the lip is more of like a nude closer to her actual skin tone as opposed to like just not wearing enough. And I think it might also be the way that she's drawn on her lips. But overall, I really enjoy this. This is a silhouette that I'm always really going to enjoy, regardless of who's wearing it, honestly. So I love this A-line with the big poofy around the shoulder and the breasticle area. I thought she looked great. Scores.
I gave her a 70.
I'm giving her an 89.
It's going to be full.
Okay.
I want the wig to be fuller.
Okay,
but
so
I want the wig,
Melissa's
yeah.
not in your top 2.
No, Melissa's actually not in my top 3.
Ooh, I'm excited to see who else
Oh,
is.
for the runway?
Yeah, I think she's my 4th favorite on the runway.
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's a couple others that I really enjoyed on the runway a little bit more than her.
Okay.
And next up is Krania.
Yeah, I do like this. I think this is a good look. I usually like when we see these type of looks, like this shape. I've seen it a few times throughout the Drag Race series. I like the green take on it though, because I'm so used to seeing this in white. So it was kind of refreshing to see it in
white or yellow or I think red. We might have seen it in red at one point.
Maybe. Yeah. So I thought it was kind of a refreshing color for her. and then it's complemented so well with that red wig. My only real issue is that I don't think this was something that's very runway ready as far as the hat goes. She had to hold the hat the whole time, so that was kind of distracting to me. I'm like, either let it just flop, or I don't know. She the whole time was holding it and moving it out of the way. Um, so that was really my only issue. But overall, I thought this was one of the better looks of the night.
I don't know. I think the hat thing was cute, and I think she was doing it on purpose to make it do that sort of wave thing that she was doing. Because when she walked out, she had it down, and then she did it up, and it was like, and she just kept doing that as she walked and as she turned. It was like a well, yeah. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was a good, a very cute thing. And y'all know I love a hat look, and this is a hat look that I can get behind. She looks beautiful. She looks good. I was like very happy with this look. I was happy with the silhouette. The color is amazing. I liked it.
So this was in my top 5. So Amy was 5th, Melissa was 4th, and you'll find out my 1st and my 3rd here shortly. But I like this a lot. This is a silhouette. I agree with you, David. We've seen things along this style a lot on Drag Race, but I think what's doing it for me here is the red wig and this bright lime green color. A lot of people went lime green, and I wasn't really expecting that. And I it's a color I really enjoy in drag. And I think overall this look looks really good. The one bit that I have a bit of an issue with is actually where the nude illusion panels are. It doesn't really fit very, very well. You can notice in the arm at certain moments. I also can't tell if that's nude illusion or if that's just a glove. Regardless,
yeah, I thought it was a glove. I
think the effect that it's having, I'm not really enjoying from a distance. I think up close, I would love it, but for TV, it's just not translating in the way that I want it to. But I love a say something hat moment.
Hat.
That's actually what a say something gay comes from.
Oh, really?
It comes from Eris saying, "Are you having a say something hat day?" And it auto translated to say something gay, and I just kept it. So right. Fun fact for your day. But yeah, I love a say something hat moment. I think this is really good. This definitely brought her up in the ranks from the less than spectacular talent performance for me. Yeah. But scores.
Yeah. And one thing I forgot that was in my notes, I didn't really like the crotch area. I thought it was like a little too thick. It's hard to describe, and the pictures don't really show it very well, but the crotch wasn't working for me. But I still gave her a 79.
84.
89. Going up by 5s, I guess. Is what Morgana Cosmica.
Yeah, so this is why I'm a little confused by how she faded so much for me when this was actually like one of my favorite looks of the night. For me, this gives me finale look. Like this looks like somebody would wear for their final look on the runway. I really like her wig. I think it's so cool with all the curls and the bedazzled areas to it. I like the bodice. I like the gloves. I wanted more with the bottom half. With the dress there, it looks good, but I feel like it could be a little bit more extreme. Like if it shot out more, I probably would have liked it better. It just feels like the bottom part is slightly an afterthought. But I think as I was critiquing her in my head, I was holding her to a finale look standard because that's kind of what I'm getting from this. But overall, I thought this was very good. It was definitely in my top 3 or 4 of the night.
I like this look. I didn't like the bottom half of this look. I think I liked the whole, like the top half from the waist up, I liked. It's the bottom I didn't like, and I don't know. I think it was, I'd rather her not change the fabric like that in the middle. Like,
yeah,
I would have rather it been the whole, either that whole top fabric all the way down or the pink all the way up. Like, I just didn't do it for me. It cut her off at the hip and it just made it look weird. I enjoy the wig. I enjoyed her, everything else about this look. I just didn't like the half of it. So, yeah.
I absolutely agree with you, Lana. I think for me, it's both the color and the fabric. So I think if this had been, I want actually the bottom part to be black. I think that really would have complemented all of the jeweling happening, and it kind of would have been like a light and dark sort of situation. I also think the fabric used here, I don't know if it's a cheaper fabric, but it's not reading as expensive on the runway. And that was kind of my biggest difficulty with it. But I love all of the jeweling happening in the top half. I think the bustier looks really great. I love this almost like Medusa inspired wig. I don't know if that was the direct inspiration, but I think it's a really cool and different thing that I haven't really seen before. But yeah, it's the bottom half, and it's the way it's cut at the waist on this bias. It's not doing anything flattering because she does have a great shape. We saw it in her entrance look and we saw it in her performance look, and her waist kind of just gets eliminated a little bit and she kind of looks like a little bit more I don't know the word I'm trying to use. It's erasing her shape a little bit, and I don't want that to happen. But I do still think she looks really good. So, scores.
Yeah, a gold fabric would have worked for me. I gave her an 84.
I only liked half, so I could only give her a 50.
Oh, wow. I'm giving it an 80.
Sure.
So next up is La Prada. Yeah, Lana, if I could do that too, I would.
I don't hate it as much as you all. Like, the dress itself, I think looks good. I don't know if it looks Drag Race good, though, is my thing. I want a bit more with that. I want her to go bigger. Even the fur, I think, left a bit to be desired. My real issue here is her makeup. It just feels like this and the talent show, it just felt like quick drag makeup from her. And it's not even the same as like Marsha, who doesn't do a lot of makeup, but it still looks good. It looks like everyday girl good. This just did not cover up everything it should have been covering up. Yeah, I just I really don't like the face. I like your face in confessionals though, but the look itself, I think it's fine.
That, I think the only part about this look that is decent almost is the dress itself. I guess it's a decent dress. But then you got this little weird puppy, like very mangy little stole you got around. It just looked like you just took somebody's kid's furry toy and wrapped it around you. Like, it's so bad. It's so like, and then what is this wig? What is this? See, this is where I don't like, because I don't want to say something that's offensive, and I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this makeup and this wig did nothing for her, and she just looks like a boy playing in makeup and wig for the first time.
Lana's pulling a Michelle Williams. It just gave me messy man.
I don't know what that means, but I don't want to be offensive to any queen, because honestly, I respect what you do with my whole heart. And I'm gonna say that I'm talking about. I respect everything you do, and I think it's not easy to do what you do. But this makeup doesn't say you've been here and doing this for a minute. You know what I mean? And
5
like she
years.
was the one in the workroom, like, who's the makeup artist? I'm an MUA. And I'm like, if you're an MUA, you should be able to do better than this. It is not flattering. It's not giving it the way you did your makeup, and when you come out on the stage and the light hits it, it's hitting you in all the wrong places, and it's showing all of your handsome features instead of your drag features, if that makes sense. You're
It
a
does.
handsome man. You're a very handsome man. But I'm sure when you put on drag, you don't want to be known as a handsome man. Nobody puts on drag unless you're doing a drag king. Nobody puts on drag queen makeup to say, I'm a handsome man. And that's what this is giving me, a handsome man in a dress. And I don't want you to be that because you're so much better than that. I hope we see better than this because
I think
this just wasn't giving.
I think the makeup is something that might work on a woman who doesn't have masculine features and not a drag queen. So I
Right.
think it's just not translating to her face.
Right. Because I feel like if it was a woman who just put this on as an everyday makeup look, it's cute.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, she's cute. She's put together. She got her makeup on, got her eyes, as a cute everyday, I'm about to run to the store look, or I'm about to go to a meeting look. It's very cute. But when you're a drag queen, you don't want to have an everyday cute makeup look. You supposed, especially on a runway. Yeah. Oh,
I'm not gonna. Lana spent a lot of time harping on her makeup. I'm not gonna do that because we know it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna say that it's bad. I know her makeup now is so much better. So clearly she had not been doing her makeup that much, and or she didn't realize that such little product was going to translate on TV and with the lights. I don't know if she thought that it would translate as literally not wearing makeup. Like
right.
this for me looks like when other queens are like, oh, I'm just wearing a little bit of chapstick and mascara. Like that's literally, I think, all she has on her face. I think the dress is flattering enough, and I think her shape looks good. And that's about all I like with this look, unfortunately. So, scores.
I'll give her a 61.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't want to plead again, but I feel like I didn't turn off my light. No, I gotta plead. Once you get the light off, you
Turn
gotta
off your
plead.
light.
I'm about to say, once I turn off the light, I gotta plead. I'm sorry.
For the shape of the gown, I'm going to give her a 12.
I want to keep an eye out for her tattoo because what is going on there? It looks like a cat human with pigtails.
I'm interested as well.
I'm so confused by the tattoo.
I noticed that as well. I'm interested in what it is. But next up, Lightning Aurora.
Yeah, I like this. I like it, but it is simple. And she's delivering it well. And I think that was the best part is how she modeled it. This is not my favorite kind of outfit to see a queen wear because this is just so standard. But I do like her wig a lot. I like her face a lot. Overall, I thought she was pretty good. She was like pretty much right in the middle for me tonight with the look.
She's a
Not with the
feather
tone.
duster. She's a feather duster. And I'm love it.
She's from the Beauty and the Beast musical.
She's Fifi.
Oh my god.
She's Fifi, the feather duster. But sure, I think I agree with you, David. I think it's a very perfectly safe look. Not horrible, not great, just safe. That's it.
It's pretty. It's pretty. She's pretty. Like that's really all it is. I think she looks good. The shape looks good. The way it flowed on the runway, I think, was my favorite part of it. And you see that kind of in that photo on the left. It looks expensive. I like it. She looks good. Scores
69.
nice.
70.
73.
Cool.
Next
up is Sissy Lea.
I kind of like this. I really like the colors together. The lime green with that kind of deeper blue. I think those really work together. They balance each other out really well. So I did not mind her shape at all. I thought that was really good. The only thing that I wanted was the hat and wig to be a bit bigger, because everything's so big and draggy, and then you get up to the top, it's just so small and understated, and it didn't really fit well with the rest of the look. But overall, I thought this was one of the better things she did this episode.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think everything is fine with this look. I wish the hat and the wig was bigger. I wanted a bigger, all of that. And yeah, I've said it several times. I love a good hat moment. This was my least favorite hat moment of the night. It was a hat, but it wasn't a moment. It was just a hat. Everything else looks fine. The colors look fine, and the outfit is fine. It's fine.
So this is my third favorite look of the night.
Okay.
The fact that presumably she was in the bottom three because the colors on her garment were not the traditional colors was fucking bullshit. And this is where I'm gonna start to get mad at Priscilla's fucking judging. And if she keeps this shit up, I'm gonna I'm still gonna keep watching, but I'm just gonna be annoyed watching. This is fantastic. I agree with you both. I think I would like the wig and the hat to be bigger. But with that being said, this is a very flawless execution of a very good garment. I love this shape. This color combination is gorgeous. Her makeup is amazing. I love the way that this poofs out and she has this whole like caging system inside, I think it is. And it just looks so good. The lime green lace looks so good on her. Can you tell I'm frustrated at Priscilla already, episode 1? Because I am. I thought this was great. I thought she looked great. And the fact that she was presumably in the bottom because of this look was stupid. So, scores.
74.
73.
This is a 92 for me. Miss Leila Yarn.
This is the moment we were waiting for.
Yep.
I think we all... Ooh, look at those strobe lights going on up there.
Flash notice.
Wait, I'm seeing some red. Uh-oh, is that bad?
This is a party.
This is a party.
Strobe warning, everyone, if you know, those things.
I'll slow it down, man.
I think I'm going to speak for all of us when I say I think this was all of our favorite runway look of the night. I could be wrong.
By far, no question for me.
Okay, good. We all I knew it was Lana's and mine. But yeah, the yarn looks are not getting old for me. Like she can do that all season. I will not mind. I really like the black and the white. I like how she breaks up the textures to it too, because it would be so easy to just do like a similar texture with the yarn all the way down. But she's giving us levels. She's giving us variety. I think this is so clever. She's easily one of my favorites so far this season. I'm loving her.
Yeah, she ate this down. And the fact that we know she made it herself. Loving it. She looks good. It fits well. She is so different. And it's sexy in a yarn kind of way. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you ever think you'd be saying that statement, Lana?
No, not ever. Like, come on. And even a little hat, I'm digging. Like, I will say I want her to not do as many of the hats. I want to see some wigs on her and how she does that. But I love this. She looks good. It's
I
so
want some
pretty.
yarn wigs.
All yarn wigs. If you can do it right and it
Can
looks
you
good.
yarn braids?
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, they already have yarn braids. They do those for real. And
Oh,
if she did that with some
But
of
out
these
of like
looks,
crocheting yarn is what I meant, because I know they exist otherwise. I don't know if the
it's still it's actual yarn.
is it okay?
Yeah, they actually do yarn
Work.
mixed in with hair. It's so good. It's actually really good. Um, but yeah, I think it'd be amazing if she can pull it off. But this is actually so good, and like I said, it's so sexy, and you would never think somebody makes something crochet sexy, but she did. It's good.
This is one of the coolest things I've seen on Drag Race in a long time. Like I'm gonna reiterate, I'm so thrilled she's on my draft team because I think we're in it. I think we're in this season for a lot of yarn. I think we're gonna have to go restock the yarn. But I think the yarn is here to stay for a while, and I'm excited to see it. So,
You want to know what else is so dang smart about this? If she makes all her costumes in yarn is not that expensive to buy.
compared to
Like
fabric, no,
Compared to
like
fabric,
yeah,
she can buy a bunch of yarn and still not have as much money as those people who got to use fabrics and stuff like that. She is smart, so her
That's
stuff
why
can
she's
look
laughing right
expensive.
there.
Right,
She
her
knows
stuff
how
can
cost efficient she is, so she's
like her
cracking up
stuff
about
can
it.
look expensive, but not even be expensive. Like she can make something very amazing with not a whole lot of money. So great for her.
scores.
I gave her an 87.
You already know this cup is overflowing because this is my favorite look of the night.
Yarn mugther?
I
I don't even know anymore.
She slayed the house down with the boots.
With the boots. Well, we got to go downhill somewhere.
It's over.
Next is Silvana della Magliana, and I'm not going to do it as enthusiastically as I normally do because I'm not very enthusiastic about any of this.
Yeah. I'll just say this is my least favorite of the night. This isn't giving me excellence at all. This is giving me a local drag host. I it's just not working for me. Like, and I know I've said multiple times that my expectation from her is not going to be the looks. I just want some effort. This feels like something she must have already had. So I don't know. Like, come on, Silvana, give me something, please. I cannot believe this. This should have kept her from being in the top. Honestly,
Agreed. Because this look was not good. It's just a skirt and it's a suit, and it's not a really good one. But it's all right. I'm trying not to get to the point where I'm like I'm not looking at her for looks, so all her looks are gonna be bad because I don't know what to expect, and I hope one day she surprises us a look on the runway she would come up like I didn't think I'd see that from her. I'm waiting for that moment. I'm needing that moment. Although this is just the first episode, I hope we get it someday before soon. But this just wasn't it. Even the wig is not that great to me. I don't like the black going into the like. I don't like that.
No. 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 And yet I still like this more than the product. But no. No.
Yeah.
Scores.
I'll give her 50.
I didn't turn off my light, so I will score, but she's getting like a 20.
I give her a 13.
Mm-hmm.
1 point above the product. But I love you, Silvana.
Mm-hmm.
Just not this anything happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is the Sheeva.
Yeah, this might be unpopular, but I don't really care for this too much. It
Not
just feels.
unpopular here, baby.
Oh,
Me
okay.
either.
It just feels too small for me, and I don't know. I literally wrote down Farida would never wear this. Like Farida, give her some advice on what to wear here because this just didn't work for me. I think she's trying to go for an edgy look, but there was just I don't know. There was no edge for me. There was no edge. Even with her hair like that and the spikes, it was just okay.
It was not good. It just it to me it looked like she was trying too hard to be edgy. It just didn't feel like it goes
I'm
with
hardcore.
right. I'm a rocker. I'm punk. It's just it didn't like when Melissa did it. It seemed like okay, that seems like that will go with who she is, or that just seemed to fit. This doesn't fit. Like, what are those things on her hips? Like the bottom spike thingies. It's just it doesn't go. And then I don't like the color of it. It's just and then the wig is awful, god awful. I'm not a fan of this look, and she's on my team, and I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest with people. If I don't like you this week, even if you're on my team, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it this week.
If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not worried about you, bitch. I'm not worried about you, bitch. I am from Chicago. I thought David was gonna jump in and do the rest of the
Sorry.
monologue, but he didn't. It's okay. Yeah. So La Sheeva is the daughter of Farida and the niece of Nehelinia. That's the connection. I had to go look it up because it was gonna bother me. She's lucky there's two other people that I thought had worse looks than this because this is not good either.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't mind the wig all that much, just not with this look. I don't understand what's happening with these like shark fins on the shoulder, and then it looks like she is a giant pussy monster
Oh.
with like fangs. I don't like it. I like the earpiece, and her makeup is good, but no. Scores.
58.
50.
Sure. That what Lana said.
I'm about to say, what does that mean?
50. I don't even know anymore.
She gets a sure.
I was like, what's a sure?
My score is
sure.
sure. Honestly, no, I'm gonna rescind that. My score is sure.
Sure.
I guess. And last up, someone that will not get a sure or an I guess from me, Adriana Picasso.
Yeah, she was clearly one of the best of the nights as far as looks go. Especially the top half. I really, really, really like the top half. I like the headpiece. I love all of the jewels on her chest. Everything up there is really, really good. At the lower it gets, the less I like it, especially when she takes off her skirt part. I was like, save that for the lip sync. She did that a little too soon for me, but the fabric itself is really, really, really nice too. So, and her face is so beat. Overall, the top half, the things I love about it, it wins out.
I love this look. I like how she presented it on stage. I don't mind her taking off the skirt, because I felt like it showed off her body, and she had the bodysuit that fit her perfectly underneath it. And I think that's what she's about. She's like, I'm gonna show off my legs, my body. That's I'm very everything she wears fits her perfectly for her shape, and I think it's just I loved it. I love this back piece. I love the headpiece. Her makeup is stunning. Those eyes, I can't stop looking into her eyes. It's beautiful. I thought she did really well on this runway. One of my favorites, like top 3 looks of the night.
I really enjoyed it as well. I think I'm going to side a little bit more on the side of what David was saying, because I do really like the look. As I go down, it gets a little bit more simple, and I lose a little bit of interest, but then I'm brought right back up to the top, and the beautiful headpiece and the shoulder piece, and I love that. Her mug is incredible, and the way she does her makeup is so good. Yeah, it's just as I go further down, I lose a little bit of visual interest, but the look overall, she looks phenomenal. So scores.
I gave her 83.
She's a 97 for me.
I'm gonna give it an 85. Sure, that's a score. That's a score. So we made it through all of that, y'all.
Jesus
We did it.
Christ.
Let's go to our top 3, because nothing really happens in the Untucked other than a lovely woman shows up on screen called Annalisa, and she seemed lovely.
Well, and we did get La Prada talking about, she was very upset she was in the bottom. And it seemed like she wanted to quit.
And she should have.
And
I hate that
Adriana was pretty offended. She's like, as somebody who's probably going to be in the bottom too, that kind of pisses me off.
As someone who's probably going to go home today, that pisses me off.
Yeah. Which is fair. I was actually, because I had been kind of rooting for La Prada. I wanted her to do well. And so just seeing her kind of give up was kind of annoying to me. But yeah, the rest of Untucked could have been an email.
It felt very immature.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly immature. And she's 25, so that makes sense. Yeah,
I said what I said.
I'm leaning a bit more that direction, Lana, the more that I think about things. But let's talk about our top 3. Silvana, I guess. Leila, yes. And Melissa, of course.
Sure.
And our winner, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was no chance that anyone other than Melissa was going to win. Queen.
Mother. Lovely.
Coming for being the next trans winner of Drag Race.
Ooh.
That would make 5?
Maybe.
I only know of 2, so that's just me.
Which are the 2 that you remember? Because I'm like
Sasha, Kobe, and Cat Cat.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Cat Cat.
I did too. So this will be 6. Because I was thinking of Angela Nong, Kylie, and
Willow.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Willow, and then Sasha, Cat. So Melissa would be the 6th, I believe.
Oh, and Jinx, trans non-binary.
Okay, 7th. I'll say that. Yeah. Regardless, Melissa won this challenge, and that's all.
I only know 2.
Bottom 3: Adriana, La Prada, and Sissy. I would have
put Sissy not in there.
I would have swapped her honestly for Lightning Aurora, as much as I like her and I like her runway.
Yeah.
But I did agree with our bottom 2, which was La Prada and Adriana Picasso. As much as I like Adriana, it kind of just was inevitable. And they're lip syncing to Pazeska by Miss Kata. And unfortunately for me, there was a very clear winner in this lip sync.
Yeah.
Because one of the queens gave, I will say, a very strong performance. And Adriana she missed a couple of those words.
She missed a lot of those words.
There were a lot of the words she missed. It's a difficult song, though. So I give a lot of props to La Prada for the lip sync from La Prada on point. She knew every word of that song. Adriana, she didn't. And it's unfortunate.
And I don't think Adriana did bad with the performance itself. No, it really was mostly the words and then taking off the shoes, which is not usually a great thing.
I didn't love that, but
I guess that's just, I don't really bother me at all. But that's
right. It should have been a double Shantae. Nobody should ever go home in episode 1 of shows.
Especially Italia.
But there's 13 of them. They gotta go.
And unfortunately, someone had to go, and it was Adriana
No.
Picasso.
Unfortunately.
No. I
They're
hate
Team Lana, aren't they?
Oh boy.
Adriana, is she Team Lana?
She was your first
So-
pick, darling.
Oh wow, I had both of mine in the bottom.
You really
No,
did.
my first pick was Melissa.
Yes.
Well,
Nice.
all of our first person was
I'm about to
Melissa.
say my first pick.
But the
was
first
Melissa.
person you
But
actually
yes,
chose out of the
yes.
rest of the cast
Dang,
was
I didn't remember.
Adriana.
I didn't realize I had both
And then
of
your
mine in the
second,
bottom.
and then your second
was-
pick technically was La Prada.
Whoops. Well, this
And
isn't going well.
I think that's a lovely segue into our
Oh,
draft
Jesus.
update.
Oh, geez.
It's not nearly as bad.
No, it's not as bad. No,
because we
Mhm.
all have Melissa.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, Lana, you are in last currently with 12 points. David and I are only separated by 1 point, which is nice. I have 17 and David has 18. So,
It'll change.
but it's episode 1,
I'm
so
about to say,
Yep.
it'll change.
I had a bunch of safe people and then 2 at the tops.
I had, what did me in is I had Leila, but I also have Sissy Lea.
Mm,
So that's what did it for me. But
well,
next week is an acting challenge, presumably acting or improv or something along those lines. Perhaps we will see the return of the famous Drag Race Italia mini challenges, of which they like to do so many. And we'll see.
Well, who's going to be the Electra or Nehelenia of this season? Because we have people dominating.
AKA Lana, the person, there's always one person that dominates mini challenges, like
Oh.
wins. Like think Matilda, but like a little bit more.
okay.
I'm gonna take a wild guess here, and I'm gonna say that it is gonna be Sheeva.
That's exactly who I was going to say. Dang it.
Well, you could also say Sheeva.
I'll say Shiva.
Great.
I'm
Lana.
giving it to Leila.
Okay. I also thought about Leila. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's someone on my team, I'll take it. So
I mean, Lashiva can do it. I appreciate
Layla
that.
could do it too.
I
like
need
to
a
see
whole
Layla.
lot of Lashiva some points had up here. So yeah, Lashiva.
I mean, it's only an extra half point per episode.
That's fine. I
so-
just needed to keep doing it over
True.
and over again. So a half point turns to a point.
True.
And a half point turns to a point.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for our 2.5 hours for
Jesus
joining us
Christ.
here. It's a premiere. I'm not surprised anymore. But thank you for joining us. We will be back next week to talk about episode 2 of Drag Race Italia season 3. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe because we are here 6 days a week this week talking about Drag Race and drag adjacent programming. If subscribe to our second channel where we talk all things reality over at the Cup TV. While you're down in the description, liking and hitting all the buttons and doing all of that kind of stuff, you can also follow us on our socials at the Cup Pod, as well as follow me, Lana, and David on Twitter and or Instagram, whatever platform you use. And also, while you're down in the description, make sure to go get yourself some Cup merch, including but not limited to the Cup mug. Can we get that trademarked? I think that'd be fun.
Cool.
And with all that being said, cheers!
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Lasagna.
No!
Hey, happy National Pasta Day when this
Woo!
drops. It's
Macaroni.
National
Is it
Pasta
really?
Day.